Here we are at the end of the week. Well, Saturday, Sunday, but they don't count. And here we are for Kubera as well, as always. Yeah. Let's just go. Maybe I'll... In fact, no, we won't worry about that. Anyway, this will probably only be two, like the past couple have been, because I am quite tired. It's also late in the day when we're recording this. I'm recording this, at like 10:30 on the Thursday. So, yeah, let's go. I feel like I should have something else I need to say, but, whatever. I know this isn't right. Brilith, can you send me an official notice? Would it get delivered to would it... Well, I'm gonna assume that's Agni. Would it get delivered to Kasak right away? Well, of course I can send it, but I can't guarantee when he would look at it. Unless he's at the temple. I guess I'll have to go myself to make sure he knows. But that would put Brilith in danger. Anyway, just send him a notice for me. What should I say? Since Taraka is not only exceptionally perceptive, but also very manipulative, there's a chance that she may intentionally leak important information. So, don't act right now. Just keep a careful eye on the situation. Who's Taraka? And what's this about being perceptive? It would be better for you to not know. But Mr. Kasak knows about it too. Do I really have to not know about it? Yeah. Part 2, episode 83, The Good. Agni, at least clear up the potential misunderstanding. Let's not have this turn into like a fucking high school romance anime, okay? Come on. So yeah, the turrets are running. Mr. Kasak. I told him not to turn into a Sura within the range of the turrets. There must be a reason why he would turn into a Sura near the city in spite of knowing that the turrets could attack him, right? Yeah, maybe there are still some Sura left who attack the city. Oh, man. Could someone please take over the turrets for me? That thing makes me so nervous when activated. I get nauseous. Alright, I'll take over. Usually there is no need for the turrets to turn on, so the priest takes charge of it, along with the barrier. Makes sense? Sierra, I think it would be best for you to calm down a bit. Getting upset isn't good for your vigor recovery, you know. Taking some deep breaths like this. You know, I appreciate that that's actually like written out. It's not just like, yeah, just take deep breaths. I don't know, it adds like a little bit of flavor, which is quite nice. It's not working. Does this method help you control yourself? Well, I always have lots of vigor. That only irritates me more. Do you know who's saying that is the question? I assume it's going to be Ron's brother, whose name escapes me right now, but I'm sure I'll get said at some point. Do you know where Yuta is? I swear he's not with me. I'm assuming that's Claude. Oh shit, that's Asha. I didn't even know Asha was there. I should have known Asha was there. Jesus, I'm just not paying attention. Christ. So that was Asha saying that. If he hasn't come back to you yet, Miss Asha, then he's probably outside the city. I don't think it would be very good if you and Mr. Kasak were to meet right now. Plus, the cards I drew this morning were... ominous. I still have a bit of a cold. My nose is a bit, blocked. You know, snotty nose. Ain't fun, but we roll. Fortune telling isn't a persuasive ground for anything. But I do think I'll have to go look for him myself. Hey, I'm here! Huh? Asha, where are you going? I think she's going to look for Yuta. If Asha's going, then I want to go too. It would be better for you to stay behind, otherwise you might run into Kasak. good luck. Kasak is a half too. Yeah, I thought so. Poor Ran. Maybe one day he'll get over his fear. Oh no! I think everyone heard what I said and figured out that Yuta is Asura. Even Mr. Kasak. Has that girl been caught? I think so, since she's all tied up. What should I do? This may really put Yuta in danger. Yuta, get this off me! I'll tell them what a nice guy you are. Trying to mediate for me. It won't work. This isn't something that you can fix, Leez. You'll only be condemned for protecting Asura. I have a better idea. It looks like he's trying to kill the girl since she's backed into a corner. Since he's... backed into a corner. Wait, Mr. Kasak! If you attack now, the hostage might die! Wait, hostage? This is getting more and more out of hand. Take this off, Yuta! People are getting the wrong idea! I think that's the plan. Well, maybe not the plan, but the only real course of action here. For your sake. I can't stay here anymore. I have to run. So Leez, come with me. I mean, she can't hear you. Like, she can't hear you, so it's all well and good asking that, but you know. Then people will think of you as a poor girl who got abducted by Asura. At least they won't criticize you for siding with one. Yeah, this is much better. Let's run far away together. We won't need to think about revenge. We'll find a place where no one will disturb us. I know you're panicking about suddenly having your identity revealed, but that doesn't mean that you can act like this, Yuta. We should try talking to them first. They'll understand once I explain everything to them, just like I understood you. I think you all have the wrong idea here. I'm not a hostage. Yuta is my friend. He's totally different from the Sura that attacked the city. He actually protected me and fought with the bad Sura. It's true. Yuta has done nothing wrong. He's so kind. Why are you telling them all this for, Leez? What, not why? Those people have no need to accept me. There's no reason for me to yield to them. All I can see right now is you, Leez. Do you care about anyone else? Yuta? Yuta, we have a term for people that think like this. You don't want to go down this path. Yuta! Oh no. This arc may be titled The Good, but so far it doesn't seem like much good is happening. I mean, Leez is being the good, if that's what it's referring to, but a lot of bad things are happening. Is that the Sword of Return? And is that the child who pulled out the sword? But how can you be friends with Asura? Mr. Kasak, please, listen to me. Yuta's done nothing wrong. He's a really sweet guy. Oh shit. Yuta, don't do anything. Yuta. Wait. Oh shit, that's Asha. Don't leave, Yuta. Sorry about that. You can stay with us. And Asha's being good, okay. So I assume the good in this context right now is at least referring to the main group. Part 2, episode 84. Well, maybe not including Yuta. The Good 4. Emotional appeals are lost on dragons, Leez. Mr. Kasak, I'm not sure if you remember, but I'm Professor Arguin's student, Asha Rahiro. As a person who's been vouching for Yuta, I can tell you that if a fight breaks out here, a great number of people here will die regardless of who wins. That green-haired girl in particular will almost certainly die. I apologize if the sniveling is picking up on mic. I should have blown my nose before recording, but whatever. What do you mean? What? Why would I die? Oh, Jesus. Asha vouched for Sura. She knew? Was she threatened? As I'm sure you've seen, he prefers to hide rather than show himself to people. And he wants to peacefully remain in human society. If Yuta harbored any hostility toward us, why hasn't he completely transformed into a Sura yet? He might have completely transformed if Asha had come even a moment later. Yeah, we could see that. I know you're acting like this because you're worried about the remote possibility that he might become an enemy. But I don't think there's any need to attack a peaceful child and turn him into an enemy. Pretty sure Yuta's older than everyone here except Kasak. In fact, he might be older than Kasak because Kasak's a half. Or, yeah, Kasak's a half. Yuta's a full Sura, so he's got a much longer life. Yeah, Yuta's probably the oldest one there. Calling him a child is interesting. I mean, I know he looks like one, but still. In fact, is he third or fourth stage Rakshasa now? So he'd have to be old. Like, that argument, calling him a child doesn't work here, Asha. In terms of how long he's been alive in his biological development. What's going on? How could Asha do this? I think that what Asha said is right. They said he even fought other Sura. Still, a Sura is a Sura. How could we blindly turn him away just because of his race? Think of the time right after the Great Upheaval, when we were attacked simply for being halves. A peaceful child. He looks to me like he's already having far too many dangerous thoughts, doesn't he? The girl next to you may not have heard a word, but I heard everything he said. Wait a minute, Mr. Kasak! Yuta? What on earth did you say? Don't you know Mr. Kasak can hear everything you say? He knows. That's why he said it. He planned on doing just as he said, regardless of whether I heard him or not. What? What did you say? Nothing. Nothing, please. But because of that, I now know that he's not the type of threat that worries me. Since he's even concerned about humans being criticized. Although, he does look to have very shady desires. Shady? Damn you, Mr. Kasak! This means I'm going to keep an eye on you. It hurts to have the turrets constantly attack me. It's time to return to my form. He's just being shot this entire time, just isn't moving. Barely cares. Like, what the fuck, man? Kasak is nutty. Thank you for listening, Mr. Kasak. Thank you! Wait, so, is it over? Is he really gonna let him go? Let me go? As if you could. He's more bland than I thought. I shouldn't have worried so much. He could hear you! Is he running away because he's afraid of losing if I transform? Anyway, I can't vouch for you as a half now that everyone knows your true identity. You'll have to stay outside the city until the priest gives you permission to enter. I've waited this long. I don't mind waiting a bit longer. I could wait forever for you, please. Okay, look, Yuta, it's really sweet. But you are being a bit cringe. Go back into the city, and don't come out again until you read the book that I'm going to recommend. Oh god, nah, Kasak, stop. What? Which book? It's called The Biology of Sura. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. People only over the age of 16 may read. Stop it! Poor Yuta. Poor Yuta. Anyway, Yuta ended up staying outside the city. and we had to persuade the people in the city to allow us to bring Yuta in. Asha went around using dazzling rhetorics to convince people of the reason that Yuta is an ally. Yeah, I mean, when you got a fan club, it's probably pretty easy to convince people because you just have effectively an army of yes men. Ron and I also advocated for Yuta since we had been with him since Misty Shore. Yeah, and they're both relatively high-profile individuals as well themselves. Sorry, the fan's funny as fuck. The go-away fan. That's quite fun, actually. Asha gave me a tip. She told me that if I meet people who hate Sura for no reason, rather than trying to change their way of thinking, it's best to persuade them that the reasoning that Yuta would help us against Sura, against even worse Sura. I just like it's Suras as plural. I feel like Sura, like fish. Oh yes, if it is like fish, here's a bit of a English language for you. It's nothing like what I study, but this is just something I know. So fish refers to, a single fish, but the plural of fish is also fish. However, that's only if they are fish of the same species. If there are multiple species of fish, it is then fishes. So yeah, it probably is actually Suras if you're talking about different species of Suras or Suras as a whole. Anyway, that was a weird tangent. But I can't seem to persuade anyone. Aside from that, Ron's brother Lutz, there we are, told you to come up. I remember your name now. Listened to what we had to say and took you to side. Which then gives you another big name. And with Claude, who's been with Yuta for a while during the goings on, obviously you've got someone else as well. Yeah. They've got a pretty strong cause. It wouldn't be hard to convince people. Even Mr. Claude took you to side, who may seem childish, but is actually higher ranking than Asha. I think that's purely because Asha is a plus and not double A. I feel like Asha is probably the better magician, though. But someone will correct me if I'm wrong. And after exchanging official notices with Mr. Kasak, Anya didn't really say anything bad about Yuta, because he fucking knew, probably. And gave a reply that was essentially the same as permission for Yuta to enter the city. Yeah, fine. Just get the priest to approve it. The smiley face. Official note, sent directly by God. While the priestess was asleep. Fantastic. I mean, that's got some sway, doesn't it? It's just, yeah, here's a note. Who from? God. With support from such high-ranking people, the complaints from the opposition couldn't really settle. But it seemed like the Priest of Earth was worried because of all the citizens who absolutely despised Sura. Understandably so. You knew? Since when? I didn't know before. I first saw you to Sura form when you were passed out by the waterway, Leez. Oh, that's fucking Ron, not Asha. Ah. Well, I'm glad that everything turned out the way it did. But it's still dangerous for Sura to reveal his own identity. There are so many people who hate Sura. It could have been all over this time if Agni had said put him to death. With the squiggles, like put him to death. Then all of us would have been arrested as heretics. You're right. Then I wonder why Hakane accepted Yuta. Anyway, I thought it'd be better to hide the fact that Yuta is a Sura, but even still, I was surprised that not even you knew, since you were with him before I was. I just kept my mouth closed since I figured he must have his reasons for wanting to keep it a secret from you. I see. What about you, Asha? When did you know? Right from the start. Huh? I knew from the day that I first met him. Oh boy. Well, at least Leez won't be in the dark about a few things for much longer. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. Like as well while you're down there. And with all that said, I've been Animosity, you've been you, and I hope to get you all next time for another video. Ta-ta. For now.